got to feel sympathy for the West Ham fans inside here, because it was miserable, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was palpable. The atmosphere, the defeat had hit them so early in the game, and they just had to sit and suffer and take what was coming. And that's more of the same, more of what they had towards last season. And so you're looking at the manner of their defeat, the manner of how they conceded the goals, and it's such a painful watch.
You highlighted on those stats, they didn't have one booking.
I don't remember a tackle. I don't remember really a tackle in that. Agar getting tight for the goal that they scored. And then from about it, the pitch just seemed huge. It's a vast area to cover. It was made bigger by Chelsea. It was made bigger by the lack of energy in the West Ham side.
Absolutely. I think that's the most damning statistic there. You've got to make tackles. You've got to make challenges. You've got to get after people. It was miles too easy for Chelsea. That's 8 goals in 2 games they've conceded. I look at that squad, and I know we're only 2 games in, but that's a squad that's going to be a relegation fight, unless they give some help to the manager. They need 4, 5, 6 new signings, because it's not like for Graham Potter now, he can look at that squad and go, right, well, I'm going to change 4 or 5 players, going to make a massive difference. It won't. They haven't got the quality. You only look at really Paqueta or Bowen, someone who's going to do something different. Callum Wilson obviously is going to have an impact this season. But defensively today, I've seen some defending in my life. That was as bad as it gets. I highlighted Todibo, I highlighted Wan-Bissaka at half-time. Defending the back post with a bit of desire, a bit of know-how, checking your shoulder, making sure you're in a good position to defend. It was so poor. It was
by the time it got
poor.
to 3-1 and we got to the second half, did you feel like half that defence didn't know whether they were coming or going?
Confidence is low. Let's be totally honest. But I know he says like with 2 games, the goalkeeper doesn't make it any easier. He's having a really difficult time. You know, he comes out, he flaps at one, just after half time. He probably needs to be changed, because he's not come here full of confidence. He's already made some high-profile mistakes live on a Friday night on Sky. It's not going to help his cause.
It's a hell of a call, that, to change your goalkeeper after 2 games.
But it might. But Areola might have to. At least he's got some experience. Right now, I look at him and I think he needs a little bit of a rest. He's already conceding so many goals, 8 goals in 2 games. He's got some high-profile games coming up here. He's not in a. I personally, he doesn't feel the goal or doesn't feel with any confidence right now. Now, as a goalkeeper, Rob, I mean, do you think I'm being too harsh?
Well, you look at it and you look across the board, and not to deflect away from the goalkeeper situation, but add to it, you're coming up against Chelsea. You're in the Premier League. Get the basics right. They conceded 3 from corners, 3 set pieces, conceded 2 soft goals in terms of how the crosses came in last week. They're just not giving themselves a chance. And at the moment, the goalkeeper's in with that as well. You're having to play a perfect game defensively because you're not going to score many, because you've not got that many outlets. It's so far from it.
It's different though, isn't it? If Todibo doesn't play, I'm just picking one of the centre-halves here because he was pulled at half-time. If Todibo doesn't play in their next game, that's one thing, because outfield players do get changed. If your goalkeeper changes, it is different, isn't it?
Well, he needs results. Graham's got to make big decisions, because if you look at the 8 goals that they've conceded, he's been, if you look, he's been at fault for quite a few of them. And it's the same situation at Leicester last year. And I'm not saying he can't be a good goalkeeper and he can't be a success, but sometimes you've got to look at the situation and actually do someone a favour. Now, there's a lot of players. I'm not just picking on him. I could pick on Wan-Bissaka. Some of the goals he was certainly at fault for. Todibo at half-time. Winning challenges, headers, every single set piece that come into the box, it was a Chelsea head that was going to get it. And it wasn't like West Ham were a small side today. He brought in Souček to give him a little bit more aerial dominance. He made no difference. There wasn't enough desire to win first ball, second contact. And that's pretty much summed up West Ham today.
I go back to what we said before the start of the game. Played 1 game in pre-season, Hermansen. He had been injured for the 5 games towards the end of the season. Hadn't played since April in 1 game, and has been thrown in, and it's been a lot to ask him.
If you're Graham Potter, what are you doing now?
Reading the right acts.
Are you?
Yeah. It's just so far from good enough. That, and Jared, you can see it's pretty somber, but internally absolutely raging. And you just look, and he's right. The goals they concede, how they've gone about it, the energy that's not there in the side, and already you're going to be worried. You're going to be worried in the side. You're going to be worried about how the fans are going to respond in the next game. And it's such a long time. It's such a long time to wait. It feels like, Tuesday's coming. You've got to sit and we'll live through this for the next few days. And it is a brutal experience. And for Graham Potter, it's going to be even longer.
Yeah, I'm not sure I see him as that sort of guy. I don't see him as a sandwich thrower or throwing the teacups or anything like that. He's just going to be like, okay, we've got to find a way. We've got to pick ourselves up. We're going to have to work hard in training. But I think he's got to have some dialogue with the owners here. He needs help. If I'm Sunderland, Burnley, Leeds, I'm looking at West Ham tonight and thinking they're the ones. They're the weakest in the Premier League that we might be able to catch. Now, it hasn't happened over the last few years. The three teams that have come up have normally gone down. But I look at the three teams, they should be looking at West Ham and going, right, we're going to be after you this year because the confidence is so low. And we're talking 2 games into the season. I know it can sound like it's crazy, but it's not just the performance.
You just get a feeling, don't you?
You get a feeling, and you get this. I look at the squad, you know, and the manager's maybe not coming in with like an abundance of confidence. There's not a lot of belief with him either right now. We're here, but I also have an element of sympathy when I look at the goals and I look at the defending. I think, what can you do with that?
What about
possible?
What about when you and we've mentioned this all evening? What about when you look at the business?